We're ready.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Welcome everyone, and first thing I'd like to say is thank you for joining us, and I'd like to thank you all for supporting me throughout the year with everything that we do, and I'd like to wish you all a happy new year for 2020, and I hope you enjoy your evening this evening. So now we're going to bring Jonathan through, and I know that you've all been waiting for this, so hopefully he'll have some lovely messages to give you about the new year and years beyond that. So I'm going to do a prayer in my own mind to start with, and then we will go into the trance, all right? So enjoy everyone, and I shall see you soon.
Could you just tell them, for anyone that's new, just what exactly you do and what exactly you'll be doing in the video?
Oh yes, for anyone that hasn't seen this sort of thing before, I go into a relaxed state, which then allows my energy to widen. Energy is something that surrounds us all. We are energy. And then as that energy widens, my guide steps in and starts to manipulate the energy and speak through me. So what it is about spirit coming to use us to communicate with our world, simply because they haven't got a physical voice, so they want to use us to communicate, seeing as we need a physical voice to hear. So this is what my guide does, and this is what it's all about. So you get to ask questions and things. And now we will begin, if that's okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for a few more people to come in.
Yeah.
If anyone does want to share the video, please do. We want to reach as many people as possible. Before we go into it, is there anyone that's got any questions for Elaine before she goes into trance?
Come and join us, everyone.
In the meantime, what have you got planned for next year? What do you...
Well, hopefully next year we will have some more demonstrations arranged. There are other demonstrations that people have arranged for us that I'll be going to. So there's one in Basildon in Essex at the Kalima Wellbeing Centre in March. And you can find all these on the Facebook, because they'll advertise it on their own pages. So that's the Kalima Wellbeing Centre. I do believe they have a website as well, but with all of us, we will be doing more demonstrations. Obviously we'll get to where we can go, which is not too far yet, but we're working on that, aren't we?
Yeah, and with readings that you do, private and group readings, what can people expect from that?
Private and group readings, well, if you come together as a group, obviously you'll get to ask my guide questions, and sometimes he'll bring loved ones through. He'll talk about things that are going on with the world, all sorts of things, and similarity. If you come into a private reading, some of you may just want to ask questions to my guide. Some of you may want to know what's happening in your futures and things. He won't give you everything, obviously, and others will want evidence of their loved ones. That sort of thing that my guide wants to do.
Okay. Yeah, we've got some people in. Shane said hello. Janine Lane says Happy New Year. Alex Jade says hello. Marilyn King Joyner says Happy New Year to you and your family.
Oh, Happy New Year, everyone. Obviously, if you do send me messages through the Facebook, the Messenger, I can't answer them all because they'll be flooding into everybody, I should imagine. So if I don't answer, don't think I've ignored you. I'm saying Happy New Year to everyone on here that joins us, and those who can't join us today and that are friends with me on there. And Happy New Year to everybody, because then I won't have left anybody out. I don't want to do that. But after a while, if you keep typing Happy New Year, you tend to get finger ache. Keep doing it.
Yeah, Pauline asked about another show in London. We are planning to hopefully do one around March time. We're yet to confirm a date, but we are looking to book that in. See, you missed that last one due to illness, didn't you?
Yeah, I missed the last one because I had a rotten cold and sore throat. And with everything that went on in that area at the time, I don't think I would have felt right anyway. So everything happens when it's supposed to, I believe. And obviously it wasn't meant to at that time. So I'm looking forward to next year to doing it.
Yeah, and we're hoping to get to other cities as well. Maybe 3 or 4 more other than that in the year. If anyone's got any more questions for Elaine before she goes into trance, do ask them now.
Any questions?
Sue Roberts says, Happy New Year to you and your family.
Oh, hello, Sue. Happy New Year.
Dory Redman says, Happy New Year, Elaine and Jonathan. If you're ready to go, I think everyone's ready.
Right, I'll turn the music on in a minute. I'm going to do the prayer, open my eyes again, then I'll go back in. That's to let you know that I'm going to go into trance, okay? So it's going to be quiet for a minute, just while I do my opening prayer with myself. And if you want to relax your mind while I'm doing this, then I shall leave it up to you. But I wish you a wonderful, happy New Year. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
I am nothing other than fine, thank you, sir. And hello to everyone that has joined us.
Yeah, we're doing a New Year's special. We thought we'd bring you over and share it with everyone.
Ah, yes. I will wish everyone a happy and joyous New Year.
If you've got any questions for Jonathan, please do ask them about the afterlife. Janine Lane Thirsty asks, just a question for Jonathan. I fall asleep in trance, but my guide still speaks through me. Is this normal?
It does happen with some. Yes, not with everybody, of course. Some of you will be able to hear. But I guess that you are going into such a relaxed state over a period of time if you are on your own. And that is perfectly natural, because some of the guide will want to put you to sleep It all depends on what sort of level of trance that you want to go into, what sort of state of mind you want to go into. And I will say that some of the guides work differently, you see. Some will work better with you in a deeper state of trance, and some will only need to take you into a lighter state of trance in order to communicate. It is an individual response, isn't it, to the trance. And if you feel that you're going to be deeply relaxed and the guide is still able to speak through you, then that is wonderful. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, Linda says, hi, Elaine, Tom and Jonathan. Is Jonathan able to get in touch with my mum just to let me know she's okay? She passed in July.
She is happy on the other side, my dear. And she is waving at you through the light, and she's saying, I want you to live on in my memory. I will always be there with you when you need me. Although I am not in the physical, I am consciousness. And I love you all very much, and I will be joining you for the New Year festivities.
Okay, Catherine Ward asked, what does it look like in the afterlife?
It is beautiful. You see, everything is done with thought. You are a consciousness, as I have just explained. And everything is there with thought. So you see, you could be where you wanted to be, you could think what you wanted to think. And everything is based on thought. But as a particular place, it is full of light. It would seem very, somewhat of a misty place if you were to look at it briefly. But once you are there, you will meet your loved ones. They may want to present themselves as looking more human-like or light beings, but everything is done through thought. So whatever you wanted to think of would be in front of you. When you no longer needed it, it would dissipate. So heaven is an absolutely beautiful place. We have beautiful scenery there.
Michelle Chiancone, I hope I got that right, is there judgment when crossing over?
It is not so much of a judgment. What it is, you are shown everything that you ever did in your life. And you will look back at it and think, well, I could have been perhaps a little less selfish at that point in my life, and I didn't love myself at that point in my life, but look at the good I did at that time of my life. You see, you will go over everything that you learned from, everything that you ever overcame, all of the happy, joyous times that you had, all of the sad times that you got through. You see, it is not so much judgment. You will be able to see everything in order to better yourself. If you wanted to incarnate again, you would improve yourself. Over each lifetime, you will shed your old skin, so to speak, in order to reveal a new pearlescent self.
Okay. Rebecca Jane asked, have I got spirit around me at the moment? I feel it, so you can tell me who.
Spirit are around you because you want them to be, you see. We do not come and invade you. We want to be with you. We want to keep an eye on you sometimes. We are not spying on you. What we are seeing is your little moments that you are together in your families, and we want to let you know that we are around and that we are happy in the place that we are in.
Okay. A lot of people are saying Happy New Year, Elaine and Jonathan. Adina Ferrer, Shane also, and a few others, just trying to get through all the messages. Kay Loves It says, what happens to your twin in afterlife? Do they guide or stay with you still?
If you have a twin, which Elaine has a twin, and she often communicates with Elaine, so they are still with you, yes. They have quite a strong bond and a good communication between them twins, you see, telepathy. So it is still going to carry on even if one passes over to the other side. You're still going to have that strong connection.
Lee Allen asked, Jonathan, being new at mediumship as I am, what are the best ways to know your guides? My guide Joe is the one I know most. What help can you give me?
Well, I would say that trust in your guide and trust in yourself. And then the union or the bond will become stronger and clearer. So trust is the key, isn't it? And asking them to send you signs, perhaps, as I always say.
Christine Kelly asked, how do you meditate to contact your spirit guide? I tried it and it doesn't work for me for some reason.
Maybe you are trying too hard, my dear. maybe you are expecting too much. I would say don't make it a job, don't make it a chore. I would say just relax and trust, and when the perfect divinity of time is there, you will receive it. Don't go in expecting, just be. And then it will happen naturally, won't it? If you're going to go to sleep, you eventually fall asleep naturally, because the brain knows exactly what to do to make you fall asleep. So if you don't go in and make it hard work, it will eventually happen. I hope that is helping you, my dear.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello.
We have a question from Sue Roberts. She's asked, can I ask, will things get better for me?
Well, I think that I will not discuss too much on here, but I will say to you that, again, believing in yourself, and you are going to be the one that is going to make the decision in the life as to what you want to do with the particular situation that is going on at the moment. And you are very indecisive about that, but it is perfectly natural to be in that state of mind, because you are deciding whether or not you want to be in love or not, or whether or not you want to be independent. But I would say that if you believe and visualize that things are better, you see yourself in the moment and see yourself as being a success in that moment, then there is nothing wrong with that, because that will eventually come to fruition.
Shane Ford asked, how can I shut my mind off? I still can't meditate. Is there any tips you can give him?
Well, a lot of people, you cannot shut the mind off completely. The mind is operating the body. So if you did that, you wouldn't be functioning. What I would say to you is just relax and go with what happens. Don't struggle to try and think anything in your mind or where you think that you are supposed to be in meditative states. The whole idea of meditation is to bring the mind to peace. Now, if you look at the Tibetan monks, they would spend hours and hours learning right from a young age on how to still their mind and how to go out of body. But in this day and age, you are not needing so much of that. You are just needing to quieten the busyness of your mind sometimes. So if you just sit and relax and think of something nice, that if you want to think of it, if not, just relax. It will all come to you. It's mind training, isn't it? But not making it hard work. Try not to worry about things. That is what I'm going to say to you, sir. You are worrying too much. You are overthinking. And if you overthink, then the mind will become entrapped with busyness of thoughts that are worrying. So if you let yourself go and say, well, what is going to happen will happen anyway, there is nothing that I can do to stop it, I will think positive thoughts. And then your mind will say, well, if I can't do that today, I can do it tomorrow. Don't try to cram it all in at once, you see. To try and do one thing at a time, and then you will have lesser to do later on and lesser to worry about. And if you're going to meditate, then it will be far easier if you're not worrying about physical things that need to be done.
Lisa McElraith asked, my mum had an out-of-body experience. She was watching herself unwell from the ceiling. Can you tell me anything about this? Does it mean she's close to death?
Not necessarily. You see, I'm not going to say to you that she is going to pass away, but what I'm going to say to you is that maybe her ethereal body needed to be resting for a little bit and reassuring that she was going to be all right, you see. Would you understand that? What I would say to you is she's giving herself a little bit of peace. She is so deeply relaxed that her ethereal body is releasing itself from the pain for a little while.
Okay. Jackie Walsh asked, do you have a hand in Elaine's artwork?
I do stand and watch and inspire her, yes. There are other souls that come in and inspire her to do what she does, which is wonderful, of course. But yes, I do try to help her with her art, yes.
Yeah, we will try and get to most of the questions. We'll see some of them we will end up missing, fortunately.
We have a question from Sharon Barber. She says, hi, I am on a trance journey to be a trance medium. Is there any advice you can give?
Again, trust and divinity of time, because everybody wants everything to happen immediately. And with each and every guide, they will work differently, you see. And what I will say to you is the particular guide that will come to you may have to practice getting into your energy and manipulating that energy in order to communicate. So don't always expect everything to happen straight away. With some of you it will, with some it will not. But again, it takes time to trust, doesn't it? The human mind is very questionable, and it wants to find out more and more and go in further. It is very inquisitive, and it will take time to trust in it. But the more you trust, the clearer it is. It is going to become easier for the guide to blend with your energy and allow it to happen over a period of time.
Okay, I would ask if anyone's enjoying the video, do please share it, because we do want to reach as many people as possible. Sean McGavigan asked, does any of my loved ones have anything to say to me? So that's Sean McGavigan.
Yes, I will say that, again, they will give you a happiness of New Year. They say that sometimes if you even have a new year, you will do particularly a similarity of things throughout your life, even if it is going to be a new year. But I will say that they are very happy in spirit, and they are always going to be around you. They're not going to desert you. And they say to you, we have been trying to communicate with you, but you sometimes think that it is your own mind, you don't trust it, that you are wishful thinking, so to speak. But they are trying to communicate, and one is mentioning about the butterfly. You see, so she's trying to give you the sign of the butterfly, which at this time of the year, live butterflies are not very much about. So she will send other signs of butterflies from within, patterns of butterflies and what have you, you see, on clothing and other items that she will give you a sign with. So you are to not go looking for them, she says, but look out for them. And I will send you my utmost of love. And she says, she's talking about her head here, you see, and worries and thoughts that were going through that before passing. And she said, it is a perfectly safe place to be in. We are so much loved here. I'm at peace. And I want you to know that I love you.
Okay, Kerry Ann Hope asked, how do we know our loved ones have moved on safely to the next realm? She said she lost an aunt recently.
Well, I would find that most spirits, and the majority actually, will make the transition to the other side. But you will find that sometimes, if they are passing in a traumatic situation, that they may take a little longer to transition to the other side, but they will go there. And sometimes they will hang around until their funeral takes place, and then once they see that they have passed to the spirit life, they will start to make the transition to the light again. So they are never deserted, not ever, but they will sometimes try to communicate with loved ones on earth if they have passed traumatically. And if they cannot be heard, they are understanding that they have made a passing and they are to go into the light. They will eventually accept it, but it's not a case of being lost. Nobody is alone. So your auntie is very happy to be with you. She says, I had a long time being unwell, and I slowly made the transition to the other side. And after my funeral took place, I was very happy with what I had. And it doesn't matter what we are put in and what we get, we are still going to be happy on the other side. And we're still going to let you know that we are around if you want us to.
Laurie says, I am having deep sleep paralysis. Is this spirit wanting deep communication with me?
Sleep paralysis, my dear, is where the physical body paralyzes you in your sleep state to stop you acting out your dreams. And because you have gone into the astral body is trying to make its way back into the physical body. And so therefore, the physical body is still in a state of paralysis, and you are feeling your ethereal body as if it is to be physical. You see, you feel like you are physically feeling it. But what I will say to you is that once the body starts to release the paralysis, you will gently enter back into your body. But it can be a little bit of a daunting experience. Many people are frightened of it. They think there is evil surrounding them, but it is your body in the state of paralysis to stop you acting out those dreams physically, you see.
Michelle Chiankane asked, is there animal spirit guides?
I want to say one more thing to the previous lady that we were just speaking to. And I want to say that if you are in times of stress, sometimes this can happen. So try to go to bed and think good thoughts before you go to sleep, and try to write down your worries so that you can deal with them the next day. So you were asking another question, yes?
Yeah, Lady Michelle asked, is there animal spirit guides?
Yes, there are, most certainly. Now, usually the animal spirit guides will be a representation of oneself and one's essence and personality, the way they go about life, you see. So, for instance, if one has a horse, the horse will be a gentle but powerful creature, and it'll run away from things that it doesn't like, but it'll be trusting of people that love it and be kind to it. So it is something of an explanation of the essence of yourself, but the animal guide is also the protector.
Rebecca Jane asks, does my friend Sam know I went to his funeral? So will people look back on their funerals?
Most of the souls will actually come to their funerals. They will come to it, and they will come with their guide or with loved ones alike, and they will watch their funeral take place, and they will see their loved ones in a state of emotion. But they understand that you are emotion, because you are all made up of emotion, because that is unconditional love. So you are grieving for that particular person that you do not see physically anymore, but they are actually present at the funeral. He wants to say to you, sir, that he was very happy that you were there, and that he could rely on you in life, but unfortunately his time was to be going back home again. He's happy to be there, and he's saying, I want you to sort yourself out. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I want you to sort yourself out, because he says you haven't been happy this past few months, and you will be fine.
Thank you. Hannah Faulkner asks, will my spirit guide protect my family that have passed?
Of course. Nobody is going to be hurt on the other side. You cannot be. You are not a physical being anymore. You are still emotion. Yes, we do have emotions. We don't really get sad. We are sometimes, in a way, you would put it as sad as having somebody reincarnating to the earth. We know that they will be back again anytime soon, but we are perfectly fine in the spirit world, yes. We are happy.
Jackie Walsh asked, I'm struggling with connecting with my spirit guide, but I'm also unsure about believing in God. Is this making a difference?
Well, I would say that God is a name that you give God. In my lifetime, my mother took me to church and we prayed to God. We prayed to Jesus, we prayed to God. God is just a form of an identification that you are using as a recognition of something that you cannot physically see, but you feel that it is there, you see. So there is somewhat of a higher power, and you are all the source of that. There's a being of all-encompassing light and unconditional love, and it is an empowerment of light and understanding, you see. So you name God as an identification of recognition, because you are in a physical world. You require something to have a name put to it.
Tracy Carpenter said she's been told on different occasions that her dad is a spirit guide, but also that it was a Red Indian. Is there anything you can help her clearing this up? Tracy Carpenter.
Would you say that again, sir? I do apologise.
Tracy Carpenter said, is my dad now my spirit guide now he's passed? I was told in the past it was a Red Indian.
Well, your spirit guide is with you from birth until passing. So your father would help to guide you in somewhat of a way, but the Red Indian would be with you from birth. You see, so before you were born, there would be that plan for you to connect with each other, and he would be the spirit guide. But your father would guide you to be in the right places at the right times, I should think, just to remind you that you plan to be there. But he will love you as your father, but he is not your spirit guide.
Carol Newell asks, I've been told I have a spiritual gift. Should I pursue this?
If you want to, my dear. I'm not going to force anyone to pursue anything, but once you get into that way of thinking, that way of life, it totally changes your perception of life and the way that you are. You become more empathic, understanding of things, and you begin to appreciate things more, appreciate life, appreciate nature. It is a wonderful way of being. So yes, I would recommend it, but I would not ever demand that you do it. It is one's own decision.
Annie, sorry, it's a foreign now, I can't pronounce it, but is my granny around me? That's for Annie.
Yes, she is. She loves you. She said, I want to knit a big scarf for her, because I want to keep her warm. And she has another one. She overthinks and worries about things. Life will take its course, and you will be absolutely fine living through it. Why waste time worrying, darling, she says. I am with you. And if you need me, I can help you in some way or another. I cannot make your decisions for you or lead your life for you, but I can be there to remind you of the happy times that we had. I want you to think of the happy times that we had together. Don't think about suffering anymore. And what we would say is, don't worry about us. Concentrate on the living that needs you right now. We are fine. We are in a safe place. We love you.
Jackie Walsh asked, is Christmas celebrated in spirit?
We do not really need to celebrate a Christmas. We come together in joyousness, and the angels sing. It is the most beautiful moment, and we see you all coming together as families. We love that. We love to be amongst you, and when you set your table to sit together, your loved ones will be there watching you, having a happy time. So yes, we do celebrate in that way, but we don't sit and eat Christmas dinner. we do not have a physical body to give food to, so we do not need to sustain anything, you see.
Pauline Hampton asked, I was in Australia when my dad passed. Does he know I tried to get home to him in England?
Yes, and what he is saying is, don't feel bad about it anymore. I want you to live your life. I want you to be happy. I don't want you to spend time here feeling guilty. You need to get that guilt out of you, and you will cry tears, because everyone like that feels bad because they wanted to be there. But would you really want to see me dying? What would you want to do? Would you want to remember him as he was in his good times, or would you want that stuck in your mind? You see, you don't want that, do you? So maybe he chose to pass before you got there for the perfect reason that he wouldn't want you to see him in that state. He would want you to remember him as he was.
Tamarind Louise asked, I've been told I'm a medium. Can you let me know if this is true or not?
Well, everybody has mediumistic abilities in some way or another. You are all born with healing abilities, but some of you have different ways of living life, and not all of you believe in such things. So yes, you have a healing ability, and if you're going to be having a mediumistic ability to do healing and take it up, then everybody approaches healing in different ways. It doesn't matter if a whole group of you do a particular rule of healing that you do. For instance, Reiki, shamanic healing, whatever it may be, you are going to approach it in somewhat of a different way, even if it is under the same sort of guidance. So yes, you are able to heal, and you need to think positively and understand that you have this ability within.
Okay, thank you. I would say to people who do have personal questions, you may be better off getting a personal reading with Elaine, because we will struggle to get through them all, unfortunately. And you will get a lot better connection, obviously, in the reading. Jackie Walsh asked the question, do you miss food and eating?
If I wanted to remember eating, I would think of it, and it would be there instantaneously. For instance, if I wanted a particular glass of sherry, I would just remember it and I would be able to taste it. It's not physical, it's ethereal, you see. So whatever we want, we can experience. Your thought is the most powerful thing that you have, you see. And whatever you think you will guide to you. So we can think in spirit because we are consciousness, and which you are consciousness within a physical being. So whatever you think is your empowerment, isn't it? So if we wanted to enjoy something or remember that enjoyment of it, we could have it in a thought, in a moment.
Yvonne Campbell asks, can I ask if my new career path will be successful in 2020?
Well, that depends on your trust and your ability to do things. And you are needing to tell yourself, well, yes, I am able to do anything that I wish to do in this life. And I have faith in myself and know that I can do it. I can achieve what I want to achieve. I'm not going to doubt myself and say, well, I'm not able to do that. I will try my best in doing what I want to do, and eventually I will come to my perfect vocation and my enjoyment in life, and I will be very good at it, you see. So it's believing in yourself, isn't it?
Darlene Ossie asked, why am I struggling so to progress on my spiritual path?
I think that with you, my dear, there is things that you haven't let go of. Now, I'm not going to be judgmental here because that is not what we do. If you let go of certain things, and some people will go through regression to let things go, old emotions and such, but if you let go of these old emotions and take away these particular blockages that you have, then things will start to improve for you, you see.
Amanda Bowden asks, what is the difference between an angel and a spirit guide?
Well, a spirit guide is someone that will work with you throughout your life. They will help to protect you. They're a little bit like a guardian angel, but a guardian angel is an actual angel from the heavens that is assigned to you throughout your life. Sometimes they will guide you forward, they will encourage you to go forward, or if you are rushing too much, they will pull you back a little bit and guide you to rest a little bit. They are there, they will never ever desert you or leave you.
Adina said it'd be wonderful to have Elaine come to the United States. Is there any future plans for 2020? We'd definitely like to come there eventually with Elaine. There's not any plans currently, but hopefully in the future.
Well, if it is meant to be, it will happen. I did speak to her a few years ago and let her know about these sort of things. But of course, I can be there in an instant. I do not need to go on an aeroplane like she does. So she has to set matters in place for it to happen, doesn't she? And there has to be the financial way of getting there. That is not always easy. So, yes, I'm sure that it is going to happen at some point.
Do you believe Elaine will go to many places outside of the UK?
She will. She will, yes. Yeah. Eventually she will get herself together and start moving with things. And I don't want her to particularly stick in one place. I want her to move about a bit so that we can further reach. Of course, you have your wonderful computers, but some people want to see her actually with me coming through in the room. But we cannot get to everywhere, of course. I can be anywhere and everywhere that is wishing to be. But Elaine has a limitation of the physical, so she cannot be everywhere. So we will do the best that we can to get her to the places that she has planned to be in this lifetime.
Jasmine Bailey asked, how can we get the human race as a collective to project healing and love instead of all hate and crime on Earth right now?
Well, I would say there is always going to be negative and positive in your world. It's what you call counterbalances, isn't it, really? It's a little bit like scales. If you put more on one side, you're going to get it weighing it down, and the other will go up in the air and be lighter. What I will say to you is it's coming together and thinking positively, and coming together and praying for the world to be healed, for your people to be awakened and enlightened. And I'm afraid not everybody is going to have that way of thinking. It is just gentle wisdom and encouragement that will bring them round to that way of thinking, the help that they need.
MMA first said, is there anything new coming to me for 2020, and all the best wishes to you for the year coming?
Well, I do not need best wishes. I am in a place of bliss, but I guess that is aiming at Elaine. That is wonderful. Thank you, my dear. And I think that 2020 is going to be a year of quite a few more people awakening. It's going to be a wonderful year of that. But I will say to you again, faith in yourself, my dear. Your journey will come in its own time. And I would say, visualize what you want out of life. See yourself exactly where you want to be and where you feel most happiest. And as an eventuality, you will be there.
Hope English asked, do you have any collective message for us going into 2020?
Collective message. Yes, I do. I would say come together with your guides and with all of this energy that you have upon this earth, the mind empowerment that you could come together as a collective form. The energy is going to be wonderful with that, isn't it? If you get a group of a mass of people together, they will pray for certain situations, certain people, certain things that are going on in the world, then that is going to have somewhat of an effect. And you would say, well, sometimes I pray and ask for something and nothing happens. But again, it will be if it is meant to be. If there is another direction for it to take, it will go in that direction. But we hear you asking for things, and you will only ever get what you need and what you plan for in this life. But if you come together as a collective form with all of your mind energy, then something is going to have a result somewhere, isn't it? If you believe it so.
Colette Jones has asked, why do I struggle to fully connect, please? I hear and feel but can't fully connect.
Well, again, it is depending on the state of mind that if you are working too hard towards it, you're going to make it into a struggle. Because you want it so much, you have so much craving for it. Don't crave anything, you see, because you could have it if you wanted it. But because you crave it, you turn it into something or somewhat of something that you want so badly that you're going to work so hard to get. It becomes something of a blockage there. You will find that the most poignant things in your life will happen when you least expect them to happen. And when they happen, it will stay with you throughout your life as a poignant memory. Now just allow things to happen naturally, and you will have the most spectacular sights that you will see during your meditative states. They will happen in the perfect divinity of time when they are meant to be. You cannot force them, my dear. It's a little bit like forcing something that is not going to happen, you see. Forcing someone against their will to do something, they're going to pull away, they don't want to do it. The more you force them, the less they're going to want to do it. You give gentle encouragement, and that is where your mediumship is concerned. Gentle persuasion and encouragement from yourself.
Lady Annie said, you're amazing, Jonathan. So you've got a compliment now.
I thank you, my dear. That is a lovely compliment.
Michelle Chin Cone asked, do they hear our prayers?
Yes, we do hear your prayers. Very much so. And we know that you pray over and over and over again for many years. But everything is meant to be as it is. You will receive it if you are meant to have it. That your prayers are hearing. We do hear, yes.
Shane Ford asked, Jonathan, when you was at my house, you brought my friends through Elaine. What was that called? Because Elaine's face changed to my friend.
That was transfiguration. Yes, it was. And you connected with that. You went into an altered state of mind where you were able to look into the medium's eyes, and you were able to see beyond into the other all. The part of that was transfiguration. And so we were able to put you in a relaxed state of mind so that you could concentrate on it and see it. And then the spirit will come into the medium's energy and start to alter the features somewhat, like a mask over the top of her facial features, which is transfiguration. That's what it is.
Noel Manicum says, when will my son embrace his ability to help others?
He will embrace it when he is ready, my dear. And no time before, so you cannot force it. Gentle coaxing, I suppose, would be something of a suffice. But I would say to you that when he is ready, when his journey tells him to go in that direction, if he wants to, then that will come about. It may not happen for years. It may happen soon.
Hannah Faulkner asks, can my dad feel my pain or happiness?
It's not necessarily feeling it, because we don't want to feel any pain or happiness. We understand it, and we are there to help you to overcome these things, to guide you through it, and know that you are an emotional person. Everyone is made up of emotion. You are emotion, because emotion is unconditional love and empathy. So we understand that you feel emotions, but we are there to comfort you if you need us. So yes, they are there for you. They hear you, and they come to be beside you in your hour of need.
Kerry Ann Bolton asked, will 2020 bring me restored health, please?
That depends on how you are going to look after yourself in the way of mentality and physicality. You see, if the mind is well, then the body is going to follow suit, isn't it? The more you think positively, the more the body is going to feel better. If you drown yourself in negativity, then you're going to feel negative all over. It's going to affect each and every one of your energy centers throughout your body. I would say spoil your energy centers. Feed them with positivity. You wouldn't give yourself a meal that was terribly bad, would you? You would say, well, I can't eat that because that is absolutely awful and I'm not going to eat it. I don't like it. Well, your energy centers, they may not like the negative thoughts that you are giving them. So if you feed them with positivity, and that starts from the mind, of course, because the mind is everything. And I would say that you will have better results. But of course, in a physical way of speaking, feed yourself with good foods and exercise gently, and you will be looked after.
Laura Molecabbage asked, what is the transition like going from physical to non-physical?
Absolutely wonderful. You feel light. There is no, you are weightlessness. You cannot experience physical anymore because you are raising upwards. You see, and you become a light being. So you feel wonderful. You feel unconditional love is enveloping you. You feel warm and loved. It's just a beautiful experience. You feel as if you have popped out of a bubble and you are free to fly around wherever you want to be.
Lisa Hip asked, Jonathan, my father is at his last stages of his COPD. He struggles so much, it's so painful to watch. Can you send him eases and comfort with his breathing?
We will do the best that we can, my dear. The breathing is a physical thing. And of course, if it is a diseased breathing, then physical things can alleviate it. For instance, oxygen and pain relief that they will administer to him. But we will give him the comfort that he needs in the way of soothing him, yes. And you can do that too. You can ask for it. Because we will listen.
Rebecca Jane has asked, are you able to send Hannah Faulkner some healing as she's in a bad place at the moment?
I see that when you say she is in a bad place, she is in a bad place emotionally. And sometimes you will go through the most terrible of emotions in life, but when you actually come through them, they were for the perfect purpose to actually begin your life. You come to a standstill and you learn many things from that low place in your life to bring you back to where you are meant to be. So she will be raised from that in time, and she will find a new vocation in life.
C. Megan Michael asked, Jonathan, do we as souls have a beginning? Are there finite number of souls or more souls created?
Well, again, no end, no beginning, infinity. So everything is created from light, no end, no beginning. Would he understand that? You see, some souls have not incarnated to earth as many times, so they may seem like they are less educated in the way of soul raising. But you see, they are not all old souls, because you wouldn't count them as old souls because they haven't incarnated to earth that many times. It doesn't mean to say that they're not intelligent. Some incarnate to earth more than others. They gather more experience of physical life. So really, all souls are beautifully old, really, aren't they? because they know.
Gail Vickers says, Jonathan, any advice for developing mediums hoping to develop a trance connection?
I would say that, of course, if you don't want to do it alone, it is getting somebody to sit with you that knows about these sort of things, or join perhaps a little group of meditative classes that will start you off getting used to being in that relaxed state of mind. Or I would say that if you are not used to it, don't begin it alone. Get somebody to help you first, to guide you, and then you will start to learn control of the trance mediumship. You will start to get used to the blending of the guide and yourself with your energy. It all takes time, sir. So I would say that meditation and getting used to that relaxed state of mind will help the connection in the future.
Michelle Chincone asked, do we have to return to Earth, and will you?
Well, I have not decided whether or not I would like to return to the Earth. At this present time, I am Elaine's guide, and I would not desert her and return to the Earth because I am assigned to be her guide, which is what we decided to do. And what was the other question that you were asking previously?
Do we have to return to Earth?
Do we have to return to Earth?
Returning to Earth is a choice. As you say, there is free will. You talk about free will on Earth, but actually the soul has a plan. So the free will starts in the spirit world. And it decides everything that it wants to do, whether or not it wants to incarnate. There is no forcing of doing that. So it is one's own decision.
Janet Cunliffe asked, hi Jonathan, lost my mum as we started the new millennium, and my dad 3 years ago. Are they together in spirit now?
Oh yes, they are very, very happy. She is reunited with him, and they are dancing together in the golden halls. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you've been in trance for a while now, so we might bring back Elaine, and if anyone has any questions for Elaine, we're going to stay on for a little while, so do stick around if you'd like to ask some questions to her. And thank you for coming through and answering all these questions.
You are most welcome, sir, and I wish you all a happy and joyous new year.
Yeah, so we'll see you very soon.
God bless you all.
Thank you.
Hello.
Well, thank you first of all for going into trance and doing that for everyone.
That's alright.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, alright, thanks.
Yeah, there has been a lot of questions, so we do apologise to people we didn't get to. They were coming in quite quicker than we can handle.
Oh, that's alright. I'm sure they'll get another chance.
Is there anyone who would like to ask Elaine any questions? To Colette Jones, Elaine does do Skype and Messenger readings.
So can you say that again? I'm
sorry,
quite with it.
Colette was just asking if you do Skype and Messenger.
Yes, I do, yes. So if you want to have a reading with me and Jonathan, then you're welcome to contact me or through my son, and you can arrange your readings.
Yeah, has anyone else got any questions? A lot of people saying thank you and welcome back. That was beautiful. Mary Harty said the most beautiful experience. We're all blessed to have Elaine Thorpe and Jonathan in our lives.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much for those kind words.
Youth Tim says lovely messages. Lone Anderson says love to Elaine and Jonathan. Laura says thank you, and Lisa Hip says welcome back home.
Oh, welcome. And thank you.
Gail Vickers says, do you have an online class?
No, unfortunately I don't do online classes. I believe that if I'm going to help someone with where that's concerned, I like them to be in the room with me, so I've got control over it.
Alison Lister says, do you feel tired after your trance? If so, how long to recover?
You feel, it's a little bit like waking up in the morning. You know, you feel drowsy for a moment, and then if you refresh yourself with a drink, a cup of tea or a biscuit or even a glass of water, you'll start coming round and you feel normal again after a few minutes.
Colette Jones asks, can Elaine remember what Jonathan has said when out of trance?
Not all of it. I think it's a bit like a long conversation. There are. It depends on how long you're in the trance. If you're in it for quite a while, there'll be bits that you miss, but I can hear what is being said.
Amanda Bowden asks, how many guides do you have?
Just the one.
Lisa said, what do you find is the best benefit of allowing the trance to happen?
Letting go, trusting. That's the best thing. It took me years to trust in it. There was a lot of questions and wanting proof of things. That's normal because we're human, and if we can't see something, then we start to question it and we want all of the answers at once. But it can take time to trust. That's quite normal. If you don't, then it will happen over time.
Michelle Chian Kane said, Elaine, my daughter is 10 and a physical medium. Any words for her?
What did you say? She was what?
Elaine, my daughter is 10, a physical medium. Any words for her?
She's 10, did you say? I would say, obviously she's got a gift within her, but I wouldn't really recommend her to start things at such a certain age. You will probably find that there's a lot of energy around her because she's a young child, and they're susceptible to energies and spirit. But I guess that in time, as she gets older, that'll be more harnessed, and then she'll find her vocation if she wants to, spiritually.
Youth Tim's asked, what do you think about the event the mediums talk about?
Wow, I think, wow, there's some sort of excitement of something building, and I felt it for quite some time. It's kind of a strange feeling. It feels a little bit like anticipation and excitement that something big's coming, and you're not sure what it is, so you start questioning, thinking, oh, am I going mad? Is this just me getting excited about nothing? But it does, I've heard it from a lot of people that they do feel like something is coming, and so you don't feel quite so silly in believing something like that, because more than one person is experiencing it, and a lot of these strange things have been happening that have been recorded and put onto the YouTube, so there must be something.
Laura Molkovich asks, where are you located?
I'm in Kent.
Yeah. Pauline Hampton said, how long are the messages on Skype or messengers? So a reading is always an hour long.
Yeah, roughly an hour. Sometimes it's a little bit less if he feels like he's finished. You know, sometimes he'll call slightly early, but most of the time it'll be an hour.
Jackie Walsh said, do you know who our guides are, Elaine?
No. No, I don't. I don't know.
You have to go to Jonathan for that one.
Yeah, you'd have to ask him. He might know.
Rebecca Jane said, Elaine, are you coming back to Wales?
Well, if it's meant to be, you know, I'd come back if Spirit wanted me to go there. I know I've been there a couple of times now, so it's quite an experience. It's a nice place, Wales. I do love it. But if I'm meant to come back, I will.
Carol New said, much appreciated in what you do, Elaine. Sean McGavigan said, thank you for my message. I would have loved to know who came through to me.
That's all right. You're welcome. I can't remember, but...
Amanda Jane McCarter said, unfortunately, she missed this, but all the very best for 2020.
And you.
Alison Lister says, thank you. You do a wonderful thing. Kelly Fisher says, are you coming to Bristol?
I'd have to find a way of getting there.
Yeah, possibly so in the future. Obviously, we are planning to go to quite a few places. Lone Anderson says, how long has Jonathan been in your life? Lone Anderson asked, how long have you been doing trance? And Christine Kelly asked a similar question, how long has Jonathan been in your life?
Well, I started this at 38, so I never knew Jonathan was around until he actually presented himself. And when he did, wow, that was an amazing feeling. You know, I'd never experienced anything like it in my entire life. Never experienced love like that before. It's not normal earthly love, it's so different to that. It's so much more energetic and lively. I can't even begin to describe it. I mean, people that have felt it, you know, you can't begin to explain love like that. It's incredible. So he didn't introduce himself until a few months after I was actually doing the trance classes. It was a lovely experience, I must say.
Janet Cunliffe says, thank you to Elaine for that message. Darlene also says, I'm so grateful to the universe for having showed me you today. I'm going to follow you.
Oh, thank you.
Gail Vickers says, have a brilliant 2020. Michelle Chinkin says, thank you. Ian Tim says, wow, and thank you. Michelle Chinkin, you can Skype from America or anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I've given readings to people all over the place. I think computers are amazing things, how we can connect together all over the world like we do. We wouldn't be able to do it if we didn't have it, so there must be a purpose for it.
Shane said, amazing show, guys, loved it. Thank you.
Alright, Shane, well done, love your music.
Yeah, it was a really nice video.
I can't wait to find out what that baby is. Well, I know it's a baby, but you know, what girl or boy, you know.
Janine Lane says, do you think you will come to Devon to do a demonstration?
Devon's a long way. I did go there a couple of years ago, and boy, did that wipe me out for a week. I mean, that was a long way, but people go over to the other side of the world, I know, but we'll see what we can do.
Colette Jones said, how did you discover your first moment with Jonathan?
Well, as I just said, it's an amazing experience. It feels like your body's all kind of lit up. You feel complete happiness, completely safe. It's like, I don't know, it's like all the little lights twinkling inside yourself. Every part of you just opens up. It's just amazing. No experience like it. He hasn't seemed to have done it since, but he does make my heart centre, the energy centre there, raise sometimes. It's a nice feeling. It's lovely.
Yvonne Campbell, do you do trance classes in group or one-to-one basis?
I used to do a group for about 2.5 years, and they came along really nicely actually, but I found it quite tiring. In fact, I find it more tiring looking after a group of people that are wanting to develop trance than what I do actually doing the trance. So I had to step back from it for a while because I was getting too busy. But I did love it, yeah, I did. You know, we had some good times together and we're all still friends.
Marilyn King Joyner says, love and best wishes for 2020. Carol New, is a reading with Elaine or Jonathan?
It's with Jonathan, yeah. And sometimes, after I come out of the trance, not all the time, but sometimes they kind of get in because they haven't had a chance doing the trance, or they may find it easier to connect that way, so they get little bits in after it sometimes, you know, it does happen like that.
Jackie Walsh says, come to Norfolk, Con.
Ah, good old Norfolk, Burnham Matthews. No, I'd love to come there. That's just my silly sense of humour, take no notice of me.
Amanda Bowden says, how long did it take for you to gain the confidence to be public with your trance with Jonathan?
Well, I'm not a confident person anyway, I'll tell you that now. You know, going on camera is hard for me, but you get used to it. The first time it happened, my legs were like jelly. you see all the crowd looking at you, waiting in anticipation. You think, oh my goodness, you know, I hope this is going to work. You get used to it over time, and once your eyes are closed, you go into trance. That's it. You're not worried anymore until you wake up and open your eyes, and they're all looking at you, and you think, oh my goodness, they're all, yeah. So it was quite daunting, you know. First happening, it was quite overwhelming. I didn't expect all that to go on, but it did.
Okay. Linda Mercury Joseph says, thank you, Tom, for asking the questions. That's okay. And thank you, Elaine and Jonathan, for answering it all. Very best for 2020.
Yeah, very best for all of you for 2020. I wish you all the luck, and obviously keep the faith in what you're doing. Keep going. Don't ever give up on things in life. You know you've got the ability to do things, whatever it may be. So I wish you a very happy 2020 and many more of those years to come. And thank you to all my son, Lucy and Louise that have helped me here today. And well, they do it all the time. So happy New Year to them too.
The video will be staying on Facebook. It will probably go on YouTube as well. So if you want to watch it back, you can. And thank you for doing the video.
Yeah, thank you for joining us all. Happy New Year, everyone.